Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another Thursday night Scrap Your Scraps with Crafty Chris. Tonight we are going to get rid of some washi tape. Now I know I have done videos in the past showing you how to do little books and covering your books and covering, I think I did some junk journal pages. I did some art journal pages, two different things. And I might have done strips, which you can also do in washi because washi becomes strips. But tonight I am specifically working with washi tape. So I have a couple of examples. This is a Christmas washi tape page I made. Now, this one I actually pre-chose the actual washi. So it looks a little bit more organized and a little bit more functional if I were to use it for an actual scrapbook page. Choosing your washi ahead of time makes a lot of sense, but you don't have to. Sometimes you can just go on the fly. This one, as I said, I chose a washi, so I'm quite happy with the way it came out. I could use this as a page, or I was thinking about, one of my ideas was to cut a Christmas tree out of one side and then out of the other side, and then have that on the background. You can see my little sketch there, or maybe you can't. Let me get it up. So having the Christmas trees that I cut out of this on plain background paper for a double page washi Christmas tree layout. And then what I wanted to do with the remainder was to use it to cut die cuts in a Christmas theme to create that page. I may do that later. If I do that later, I will make a video of the process so that you can all see how it all turned out. So that, like I said, nice and balanced. Lots of things going on there, but depending on how you use it and whether you mat your photos, you can totally get away with all of this fun and funky color. Now, this one I did, I have to make sure I have it the right way up. Yes. So this one I did, and I didn't do any pre-planning. Not as fond of this one. I think it might be the color choices. I'm not sure what the really big deal about it is. Again, I can cut this up into little bits. I can do some sort of a funky pattern and spread it over a two-page layout. I can cut strips from this. I can cut die cuts from this. So there's a ton of things that I can use this for after the fact. So I'm not worried that I'm not exactly happy with it, because once I'm finished doing something with it, I will be much happier with it. Now, how did I start this? Okay, so the first one was obvious. I came up with the, did I show you this? Yes, I have some videos on how to turn these into little idea books. Given those away for Christmas presents lots of times. So you got to have a theme. The theme I chose for the first one was obviously Christmas, and the second one I was looking for just the color turquoise. Today I want to play more with the idea of holiday, going away on a holiday. So I'm going to be a little more specific about the colors I pick. Obviously, I'll be working with my turquoise washis. By the way, these are totally Tiffany containers. I cannot tell you what the bag is called. I could put that in the notes at the bottom of the video. And they're awesome. So what I do is I have dowel on the back of my closet door here in the scrap room. And I hang these on the piece of dowel, and I can get 6 on a piece of dowel that don't go beyond the center section of the door much. So I've got like maybe 3 inches on either side of the door so it doesn't affect closing and opening and everything else. So I can get 6 and potentially 7 of these on a door. So you can imagine that I've only got probably about a half of the actual materials that that I have available to me. As I said, I'm going to be looking at turquoises. I'm going to stay away from the reds, but in my red container, I notice I have a multi part, and multi has ice cream. What else? Oh, there's a blue in there. And that's just circles, so that's not really like a theme. This is kind of fun and funky. It has flowers. I may use that. I have to tell you, I do like the whole rainbow thing, so I'm going to put that in. I like the butterflies because that's kind of holiday-ish. Whether I use these or not, I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. So that's the red and mixed stuff over there. That can go back in the blue. These are all mixed up because I have been taking them with me doing Christmas and holiday pictures. So this is a nice floral one as well. Oh, I love the black. Can you see that? Got a lot of lights going on in here today. A black pineapple. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. All the rest of that is Christmas. I'm not really going to do much in the way of greens because green is fun, but I don't think, well, maybe the small green as a break from all the big washi tape. I know you can't hear me over these bags. They're quite loud. So I'm just going to have a little bit of green with gold in it. My camera is really giving me a hard time today. Orange, I'm not going to worry about because I don't want complete orange. I might dig into that later. So I have a bunch of tiny blue, navy bluish, and I have waves. Look at that. Whoa! Just lost one. Waves. And I have another blue one that looks like fun. This is a funky blue one, but it's not really for holidays. It's more like painting and junk art. I do like hearts because, you know, I'm going with my husband if I go on a holiday, so that would be a fun thing to do. And look at little travel balloons. Although I don't think I'm going to include those because I'm not putting planes or anything in this page. And let's see what we have here. Oh, we've got lots of stuff in. This is another container I got a while ago, and you cannot get them anymore, so I'm not even going to mention where they're from. So I have seashells, I have sunglasses, I have X's and O's and arrows. They're just fun. I have white and gold flowers. I have some wood grains. These are looking awfully purplish, so I'm going to stick with the plain grayish wolf grain. This has a nice kind of seaside-y color to it. Flamingos. Actually, you know what? The rest of this is, because I've got all kinds of things here. I've got flowers, I've got fish, I've got hearts again and yellows, I've got white and yellow pineapple, yes. And I've got funky pineapple with their eyeglasses. So I've got lots of things here that I can use. So I'm going to keep that whole thing. This is not really the blue that I'm looking for. You can see I can pull together a lot of stuff. All right, what do I want here? What does this say? My spirit alive, oh, make my voice strong and my spirit alive. No, don't think I need that. Let's see. I just like this because it's shiny And I think I need a little bit of shiny in there. Some other options for small. Ooh, that one's cool. That goes like a rainbow. Don't like that. Pardon me. And, oh, I have a little tiny one and a bigger one of some glitter, so I might use that. Do I want to go that? No, because that will end up taking up too much room, and I have quite a few things to play with. So I'm literally, I think I'm done. I'm just going to do a quick check on my wall because I can never tell if something isn't going to pop out at me. Okay, I pulled a couple of other things. I've got some gray fish here. I've got more gold. I like this because it reminds me of the beach. I have some actual sort of seaside-y stuff. So now I need to, and this just says fun, yum, fun, sweet, and that's kind of fun. It's in gray. Okay, so now I have to really sort of decide what my plan is. I've got all these washies. So I've got the plain washies. Oh, look, there's another one there. I've got plain washies. I'm going to try and put them all into a container so I can look at them. I just dumped them all out, but I want to put them in sort of color coordinated lines. And they are going to be, you know what, that's not going to work so well. That's a very tiny package. So I'm going to put them up here. Put away my pencil crayons. Whoops, there's another one. So we have all the turquoise ones in front of me that are sort of nondescript. That means they can go into any kind of a theme. So they're going to all go there. And that's another little guy. Whoops. Can go there. This is kind of going into the blues. I've got hearts, but that's kind of nondescript. Let's keep with the program. Now, pineapples are not nondescript. That is totally tropical. Seashells, totally tropical. Blue dots, nondescript, more of a navy. So all the navier stuff goes over there. Wood can go over there. Florals can also go in a pile. Ice cream, rainbow, that can go. That's kind of part of the same set, if I'm not mistaken, from way back with the red in there. So that's an interesting change in my thinking, but that again is not really tropical. That's more seaside. These fish are more seaside. These goldfishy ones could be more tropical because, first of all, they're in tropical colors. Cameras go anywhere. There's another pineapple, another pineapple. I've got some gold, nondescript kind of things. They can all go together here. I like that because that's like a beach, so I think I'm going to make sure that stays in. Now, I've got two different kinds of flowers, but they're both tropical flowers, so that's interesting. Butterflies, you know what? Cutting those out. Gold flowers, this would depend on how much gold I already have in it. So that, I'm going to say nix until maybe later. Sunglasses, you got to have the sunglasses. That's going to go in that pile. And then I have this green with gold. Not really sure about that, so put that off to the side. This is a fun set of hearts. But those are, you know, they kind of all go together. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Put that with the hearts. And we got the waves. Waves, tropical. Fun goes with all the ice creamy and rainbowy things. Now, that is like a beach gray, I think. Oh, and look, my little black and white flamingos. So I want to play with this just a little. Now, the first thing I'm going to do before I start doing anything is I'm going to check how hard it is to get stuff off the roll. Because if it's going to cause me problems to get stuff off the roll, I'm not going to use it. That comes off very easy. I'm trying to find one that isn't going to come off so I can show you. Oh, I know one that probably isn't going to come off. This one I'm thinking isn't going to come off because it's already yellowed at the edges. And when they yellow, that tells me they're quite a bit older. And I also can see that I have some, like I've tried this before. Now I don't know which direction I'm going because it kind of looks like I have this going in two different directions. That's interesting. Okay, so that was just leftover stuff, and now this looks like the direction I'm supposed to be pulling from. Let's see how we do. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Now, is that going to show up? That's very pale. I don't even think I'm going to try that. But it's nice to know it still works. Not going to try that. Too pale. Get rid of that. All right. So these guys are all good. Did I try this? I can't remember. So I'm just going to go through all these off camera and make sure that I have things that I can play with easily. So I checked them all, and surprisingly, more of them were okay than I thought. I'm going to put these away because these are more like cold seaside, East Coast, West Coasty type things, not southern kind of holiday themes. So those are going to go aside, and everything else works out. So what I've got them sort of sorted into is black, gray, anything that has a white base, and there's a lot. That can go back here too. And there's another gray. I like the fish for some reason. Now, I may not use this one because it is off color. It is all yellow from age, and we'll have to see if that even fits in. So, but I like the idea of photos, or the cameras rather. So these are white based. These are kind of a pinky base, but they could be pinky white based. This is mostly yellow or yellowy orange. This is multicolored background, but it is in tropical colors like orange and green and yellow. So we're going to keep that. These guys are darker blues. These guys are middle blues. These guys are tropical blues. And these guys are fillers, good thin fillers for if I need stuff in the spaces. So, how we're going to start this. How I usually start is I take my most patterned piece with the most colors, and that becomes my first piece on the paper. I don't use super fantastic paper for these kinds of things because I never know if I'm going to cut them or use them as a layout. So I have the back of an advertising page that was in a collection. So that's what I'm using. It's not quite cardstock. It's a little lighter than cardstock. So once I get this stuff on it, if I decide to die cut it, I can still die cut it and it won't be a huge issue. Now, I have a tendency, and I'll show you my first two things here. So I have a tendency to like my diagonals going up this way. I don't know why, because I find it hard when I'm reading to read that way. I rather read this way. It's kind of like right to left. I just feel this is awkward. So I tried both ways, and I prefer when my diagonals go from bottom left to right rather than bottom right to left. So that's how I'm going to be playing it with it. I suggest you try and see which one gets you excited, but this is, oh goodness, now isn't that sad? All right, well, we're going to use that. So this is my first piece I'm putting on, and it tore right off. So it came off really well, and then it didn't. And that will happen too. Where is my camera? Sorry, I have to make an adjustment on the focus because it is bouncing around too much. There we go. All right. So I am going to put this down as far as I can stretch it, but I do want it diagonally. So you know what? We're going to wait on that one. So now I'm going to get my next colorful piece, and I think we'll do these flowers, and I'm going to more gently roll it out because I want my angles to be square. I don't want to just jump in and put something somewhere. So I'm just going to rip off a little more than what I need. And I'm going to line up, because this tape is fairly see-through. I'm just going to line up what I think is halfway and put this down. Now, I do something under the back that helps to keep this washi on. Now, if I'm looking at this, I don't think it really matters which direction it is. I think I can get away with both. So that's a good thing. So from this first piece, I'm going to repeat my patterns. Okay, so I may not use all of these, or I may use all of these. I don't know yet. We'll see how things go. Now this is a fairly large piece. So next to this piece, I'm going to put some of the sunglasses. And this is a weird pull. It pulls upside down. I've never had washi that had a image that pulled in this direction, but it does. And all I have to do is just flip it around. Oops, be careful not to drag it. And you're going to get my nice purple gray hair in the screen because I got to see what I'm doing to line it up. There we go. And you're just going to keep putting this stuff down. All right. Now, in order not to cause me angst, I'm going to just put these two pieces over and flatten them down because they could irritate me in trying to get things done properly. And then I'm just going to trim off the edge here because it won't actually flip over the other way because there's no adhesive left on it. There. All right, now I'm all set. So from here on in, I can pretty much do what I need to do. Okay. So I've got a thin and a thick, and now I'm thinking I want something that's got a color in the background because I have white and white. So let's, I don't want to jump into too dark yet. Those are gray. I think I'll put some orangey colored hearts. And I'm just going to take a look and see if I like that. Might not. I might conflict a bit with that being so close. So let's try maybe blue. Sometimes the shimmery stuff you can get away with, so I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to pop this blue in there. This is an adhesive tape, which is very fun, but it can be a challenge. So we are going to, again, my head is going in the screen, and I'm lining it up. Now, The thing about this tape that I know from experience is that it stretches. So I have to make sure I really have it lined up, because the end that you pull actually gets pretty stretched out, and you want to make sure that you're not having any gaps. There we go. Alrighty, and then I'm just going to tuck under those ends. It even shifted as I did that. There we go. Oh, the other thing I want to point out on these is this was the center point, and I moved out this way and I moved out that way with the same tape. This one, I did the same. It looks totally different, doesn't it? Isn't that weird? I was thinking that I alternated and then caught up, but because I started in the center, I guess that might have made that happen anyway. All right, I'm liking that. That's you got a bit of shiny stuff here, so it kind of preps you for that big piece of shiny stuff. All right, next, I've got impact here, so I want to step it back a little bit, and maybe I will put in, let's put in some orange, and I like these fishies. So I'm going to take some of this. Oopsie, you don't want to tangle that up. So again, you're going to see my head. Whoop, that won't go far enough. Did I miscut this? I hope not. Oh, I did. Okay, that's going to have to go on the next round. Just put that aside for a minute. So it's too short for going in here. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And this again is also short because it tore off on me. So now can I get away with this because of the turquoise? Let's just see how that looks. Not yet. So we're just playing the game of what ifs right now. So I got that and that. How about, I'm going to jump to some black. I know it's a lot. Let's see how I like that. Oh, it's a little too much. Okay, so we're going to go, and I'm going to find that rainbow. There's the rainbow. And I think this is the one that might, open it carefully. Yeah, that might ease it up a little. Make sure I take enough. Not like the last piece. Oh. So this is what you don't want to do. You want to make sure you're very careful about how you pull it off so you don't get it all jammed together like this. It will come apart, but you risk ripping the tape, and you, goodness. And it certainly changes the look of the tape. So you want to make sure your edges are nice and do as I say, not as I do, right? Oh, and I've got something else stuck there now. Jeez, this is really a catastrophe. There we go. Get that piece off there. I'm sticking to everything. All right, I've got more than enough of this. And this has been stretched a bit because I've been trying to unstick it from itself. So I just want to make sure I go in and I'm lining it up. Maybe I need to go this way so I can see where the edge is. Make sure I'm getting that edge down because I have stretched it a bit. Washi does have a bit of give. Just want to make sure you get that edge. This edge is not cooperating. There we go. That took a little more time than I wanted to spend on it, but it was worth it because I think that was the right color to go with, or group of colors to go with. Oops. Okay, now everything's all pulled apart. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here. This is looking like fun. All right, so I have to put what I've used to one side so I make sure that I don't lose it. And now I'm going to try and get my fish in here. Oh yeah, the fish will fit just fine. But you know what? I think I need something a little more orange before I do that. So let's try our... Oh! I tested this! I'm going to give it one shot. And if it doesn't cooperate with me, then I'm getting rid of it. We'll have to go on to something else. So we're pulling that. Yeah, I'm afraid this is not good. Okay, so there we go. Nope, see, it's pulled again. Going, gone. Not going to spend time doing that. So, what am I going to put instead? We're going to darken the doors with this. Again, this is... yeah, maybe I will. Let's try it. Let's try it. Oh, I know what I can do. I can put something in there that's tiny. Let's see. How about this little guy? There we go. This little guy is going to go up against the edge. Oops. It's very small. And it's hard to line up. And that looks a little wonky right there. Just want to make sure we get this as straight as possible. There we go. There we go. That's a nice little sort of finishing line for that strip of... And then that makes me want to change my mind. Let me try this again. I feel like I need to go differently with that one. What do we have here? We have hearts. Let's do some waves. Yeah, we're going to do some waves. The nice thing about these waves is it doesn't matter which direction they're in, because they look like waves no matter what. There we go. Just fold those over. That's looking fun. Lots of sparkle in there. And now, I think I want the fish. Now, I'm going to just take it a little bit shorter because my fish are long now. And I want to make sure that I'm not wasting. So I'm going to use that in one of my junk journals. Just a little bit here. And I like this fish floating towards me. And we're going to go there. Now I'm going to test this out because I want to see if it's because I pulled it too hard. Yeah, I think it's because I pulled it. No. Okay. That's not happening either. You got to be brutal with your tapes. This will go into another crafty project. All right. Now, let's go back. Let's try this black here. Oops, sorry, I'm going off the camera again. I'm going to do this. Get those little This can go in a scrapbook. Okay, too many things coming in my workspace there. Okay, now I'm going to put some light turquoise, or do I want to do a few black? No. Oh, can I do this now? Oh, I can do this now. There we go. And now I can transition that to the, oh, I've got hearts already. There's some sparkle in it. I don't have much. I better not use that because I may not be able to replicate it at the top. So I want to use, we're going to go with a nice piece of this. No, I need something in between, so let's go with this. Little piece of turquoise just to break up the pattern. It's fun to have these little thin, skinny ones in there. All right, now we can jump in with this. I love this tape. It's so much fun. Reminds me of a beach. Sand on a beach. All right, whoops. Okay. Now, do I start repeating? No, I think I want to go a little tiny bit further right off the end there. Okay, so let's find our ice cream cones. And let's put some eyeglassy. These are all the same size though, aren't they? I want to put some stars here just to break this up. These fine ones are tricky. There you go. Alrighty. And you just use whatever you have. That's the same moniker I use for everything. Use whatever you have. And let's see. Can we go for some dark blue here? Is that too much dark blue? Yep. The little one will get lost. Now I think I'm going to go back to this guy because he's fun. Mr. Pineapple. And he's going in all different directions, so there is no need to worry about what side is up with him. How fun is that? And I'm going to get my seashells on there. The thing about washi tape that has gold in it, you'll find that over time the gold will get taken off from the earlier layer and show as a shadow on your top layer. I'll show that to you in just a minute. So where I have, do you see the shadow here? Is because the layer that went on top of this, or went below this, left behind some of its gold. Unfortunately, almost done. I need some beach. A little bit of wood in here. It looks, it's lightening up down this way. I'm going to take that gold off because it's too light on that corner. I need to have a bit more weight. There we go. I'm going to put these guys here. And now I can put this on here. that has a little more balance now. Nice thing about washi is that you can move it around for the most part for the first little while. And how do we want to finish? Should we put some hearts there? What have I not used that I really would like to use? I haven't used the gray fish, but you know what? I think the gray fish are going to be too light. So we'll put those away. And I probably could have gone for flamingos, but don't have the space. And I think we have enough pineapples. We got them here. We got them there. Yeah. This didn't come out. Let me see if I like the color. It's just very yellow. I almost feel like it's not right. And you can't really see it down in that corner, so it has to be something a little more obvious. So that we're going to put away. Let's do this guy. Do a little bit of this guy, and then we have still some space left at the very bottom. If I can move that up for you. Now, not all washi is created equal. Some washis, the adhesive are horrible. Some are too challenging. Some washi is very thin. Some washi is very thick. So you never really know. Okay. Now, I haven't got any of this in there. Is it worth even putting a tiny bit of that? Nope. So we're going to put that away. I have that. I have that. What about that? That's are a little bit thin. So we're going to say no to those. This is the wrong glue, so I'm going to say no to that. We've already done that. We've done this, have we? Nope. But we need something slightly bigger that we haven't done yet. We haven't done the X's and O's, and we haven't done the arrows. So if we're going to go small, let's do two different smalls. As we did. So I'm going to do X's and O's at the very end here. Right there. Hardly need anything. X's and O's can go there. Turn it under. There we go. And then a little bit of this turquoisey color. So there we go. And that will finish us off. You see a little bit of polka dot in that washi. There we go. So that's one side. So now, let's just make sure everything is flat. Okay. What's under there? Well, a water brush. All right, so now we're going to move up and go that direction. But before I do that, some of this washi is lifting already. I have, I don't want to use glue. I'm going to use my permanent tape. And I'm just going to lay it down. Actually, I should do it along the edge here. And this is just to make sure the washi does not lift up. You could glue it down if you chose to do so. That's another good way, but I don't have the time for gluing. There we go. And just make sure everything is flat when you tape it down. You want to make sure the corners are nicely taped, because they're the things that are going to lift, those little tiny things on the corner. This is already lifting. All right, So that's good to go. I don't have to worry about that side now. All right, now we're going to continue. What's stuck there? And that it's moving. All right, so I'm going to repeat the eyeglasses, and I'm not going to bore you with going through this, so I'm going to do it super fast, and I will meet you on the other side when this is done. So I'm just flipping it around because I'm finding it difficult to put my hand way over to the other side, and this is easier for me. So now I need to have that one. So this is causing me trouble, and rather than try to undo it all the time, I'm just going to put it on here in sections and then flatten it out and untangle it as I go, because it's too long a piece to try to put on all at once. Oops, look at that right there. Totally missed it. There we go. All right, so a little bit tore off here, so I don't have anything on the back to stick down. So I am just going to, before I go any further, I'm going to put a little bit of a bead of glue along there. I've been having some humidity issues and my glue is all popping out. So I'm just going to put some glue along the edge. Whoops, not that much. And just kind of push it in underneath the paper, right where it tore off. The other side has got some tape on it, but just this little section didn't have anything holding it there. So forcing a little glue underneath will help to keep that. Okay, so this is such a teeny tiny little piece that I've got to get in that corner that I am actually going to put a bead of glue underneath, because I'm pretty darn sure that it is going to pop up. So if I can get my glue to cooperate. Boy, I need to clean a few things. There we go. There we go. Alright. And I'm trying to get an X and an O to sort of center on there. Just hold that down for a second. There we go. And that folds in. And that folds in, and I'll catch that with the tape. All right. So there is our finished piece. Now I'm going to turn off the overhead lights, or maybe I'll turn them down so you don't get such a drastic. Doesn't matter what I do. The light is getting all that glitter is getting caught by all the shiny lights. So let's see what happens when all the lights go off. Is it too dark? One wonders. It's still kind of difficult to see. I will put, I'll try to post pictures of a couple of things. One thing will be this page with pictures on it. My layout that I'm going to do, making this into a Christmas tree, half on one side of a double page layout and half on the other side, and then some die cuts out of this one. So there will be multiple things that I'll be putting in underneath the video in the comment section. So check back. I think that when I put a comment there, everybody gets a notification. I'm not quite sure, so I guess this will be a way to test it. But check back in a couple of weeks and you should see the fix and how everything has been put together. So now I'm just going to finish off by making sure my corner is secure, because that was kind of a very dodgy little tiny bit of tape I had there. I don't know if you have dogs, but I have a dog, and it doesn't matter what I do. My bandages all have dog hair. My washi tape all has dog hair. My tape all has dog hair. And it's not like I don't vacuum. And we take her for baths and things to shed her, but still seems to happen this time of year. This being the new year, January 2025, I should probably say that. Isn't that interesting? Looks like that piece got missed. And let's just finish off along here. And I'm doing it every couple of tapes. I'm not worrying if I get all of it taped down, like there's spaces between the little pieces of tape. Just as long as there's tape holding some part of every piece. That's all I'm really worried about. Alrighty, so there's our finished Fun in the Sun tropical page. And it's going to look great once you get your mats on there and some decor and your story, of course. So here are, let me get these in the right direction. So here are the three that I showed you in this video. 3 versions of the same thing using up our washi. And again, don't forget, you can go back into my videos and you can see where I've used them to cover up little journals for people. I use these for my crafty ideas. Often I take notes for myself when I'm planning a class. I just don't, I put them away somewhere when I'm finished with them, and I don't know where it is. So I'll have to locate those and bring those out as well. All right, so check out in the notes or in the comments below the video for the images of what I have done with these. Okay, I'm not going to do a class necessarily on it because I think that it would take a very long time to figure that all out. But you can see what I did, and it might inspire some ideas of what you can do with your own washi. So if you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends, please. And if you can, or if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel below the video at the end of the video. And we'll see you next Thursday.